Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be testing out the new Essence Spring and Summer update for Spring and Summer 2022. They always update their collection every 6 months or so. They do it for the spring and they do it for the fall. I already did a video on the Crease update, but now I'm going to show you what I got from the Essence update. So yeah, I got some pretty cool stuff here in front of me, so let's get right into it. So actually the last update by Essence I didn't get anything, maybe one thing, but I didn't make a video about it. But this time I thought there were some pretty interesting new makeup products that I really wanted to try out. So this is just gonna be kind of like a haul. I'm gonna try some things on. I don't exactly have a full face of makeup. I'm just gonna try everything out that I have here, kind of share my first impression thoughts. So yeah, let's get into these products. First up, I got the Welcome to Miami palette. They have two new palettes in this kind of format, I believe. And this is the one that is kind of like colorful, kind of springy, kind of pastel-y, but we have some dark purple here as well. It kind of makes me think of the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette, I believe that it is called. Really with these kind of softer tones, but I thought it was kind of an interesting color story, and I have recently tried some things by Essence that I've quite liked, some eyeshadows that I've quite liked, so that is why I wanted to try this one out. And I am gonna put all the products that I got in the description box, as well as the prices, or at least what I paid for it. I always get these products at Boozyshop. Boozyshop is very fast with getting new products if you're interested and if you're able to shop from Boozyshop. But I filmed some close-ups, but I thought maybe we could film some swatches together. I could just do a few swatches from this palette and see what this quality is like. So I'm first gonna go into the brown shade, which feels very creamy and pigmented. That looks pretty good. These swatches are probably not gonna be the most beautiful swatches ever, but that is a very creamy dark brown. And now let's go into the purple, which feels also very, very creamy. Almost like a cream to powder eyeshadow. Very creamy as well. I feel like these are going to be pretty buildable on the eyes. Now let's go into the softer purple, which is kind of like bright and light. This one is also very, very creamy. I usually don't do my swatches like this, but I thought I would mix it up. That is also a very interesting looking shade. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna look on the eyes actually, but those mattes are looking pretty good. So these three shades are the shades I just swatched. I'm gonna go into the first shimmer now. The blue, kind of greenish blue one. This one looks very bright on my finger, and that actually swatched very vibrant, very shiny. It has a nice shift to it. That looks really good. I'm actually starting to have pretty high hopes for this palette. I didn't know what to expect. I just thought that the color story looked cute, but now that we're here, I actually think everything looks pretty nice. So this is the peach to gold duochrome, and that one actually also looks pretty good. Next up we have kind of like a cream shade. Also feels very, very creamy. All the mattes in here feel very, very creamy. I didn't expect it, but it's a very interesting formula. So this is the shade. It is just very similar to my skin tone, and the lights are a bit bright, so it's a bit hard to see, but this is kind of like a pinky beige. And then I'm gonna go into the purple shimmer, and that one is very creamy and shiny as well. It's not very textured, but it is very nice and shiny, very pretty. It doesn't swatch extremely pigmented, but it has a nice shine to it, so I do think that it is gonna be nice, but it doesn't look as vibrant there as it looks on my finger. But it could be that if I apply this with my finger on my lid, it's gonna look more vibrant. So I just swatched these three shades and this brighter purple shimmer over here. Then we have kind of like the dusty lilac mauve tone, and this is also a matte that looks very pretty as well. Then we have kind of like a toned down yellow shade, which is a very interesting shade in this palette. I think this could be interesting for the lid as well. It's very close to my skin tone. It's a bit like that beigey pinky shade, but then more like yellowy beige, a little bit deeper. It's a bit hard to show you in this lighting. Then we have the matte green, which once again looks super vibrant on my finger and also feels very creamy. And these swatches are looking pretty interesting. So that is very vibrant. I really like that shade. Then we have, I guess this is kind of like a satin pink shade. Well, when you kind of mix it in, it becomes more of a lighter pink shimmer. And I'm gonna swatch that over here. And that looks pretty nice. I am just very curious to see how this will work on the eyes. But it looks pretty good for like a cheaper drugstore kind of pastel palette. And then for the last shade we have this kind of, what would you call this, like dirty gold shimmer, and I'm gonna put that one over here. So that is that shade. I hope you can kind of see. It's kind of like a gold with some mustard in there. Very interesting shade. Very interesting swatches. Let me know if you prefer to see swatches like this, or if you like to see like the close-up swatches that I put on my arm off camera so it looks a little bit better. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit up close. But you can see that some of these shades are really vibrant. I think some of these look really good. Very interesting. If I feel like it after filming this video, I might insert some more like pretty swatches that I did off camera, where I took a little bit of time to actually make everything look good and where I didn't have to try and fit it all in the frame. But I think this looks like a very interesting palette. It has potential. It has some very interesting textures in there. Then we have the new Essence Kissed by the Light Illuminating Powder. And to me this looks like a glowy bronzer. I bought the shade 02 Sun Kissed. This is the deepest shade. And I'm just gonna take this all together. And yeah, when you mix it all together, it becomes quite light. I think you can kind of customize and see what you want to do. Do you want to get more of the highlighter shade, or do you want to get more of the bronzer shade? But this doesn't look very deep. Swatching it like this, and let me just swatch it over here. So that is what it looks like. It is quite warm and glowy, and I think that this is gonna work on my skin as a very glowy bronzer. The lighter shade of this sun-kissed, what's it called? Kissed by the Light product. The lighter shade had kind of like peach mixed into it as well. So maybe that would be a little bit more blushy. Then we have one of the new blush shades. This is the one in 90 Bedazzling. And I actually got this because I thought it was gonna be glowy, but it definitely isn't. It is a very nude shade, a very interesting kind of like a beigey pink like nude. I am still happy that I got this though, because it looks like a very pretty interesting shade, at least for me, because I don't wear a lot of nude blushes, so I think this could be good. I'm hoping this is going to be a bit glowy. I did declutter two of the blush shades that I had actually that I didn't think were special enough. The shades weren't special enough, so we're gonna see if this is gonna be like a very interesting shade. I do already know that I like this formula. I do think that I'm gonna like this, but I still wanted to try out the shade. It looks very close to my skin tone when I swatch it like that with my finger. It is really like a beigey pink. And then a product that Essence has had in their collection for a bit, but I haven't tried it yet. And that is the highlighter in the shade 03 Staggering. So they already had different shades of this the highlighter, but I haven't tried those. I haven't tried those out. So this is what the highlighter looks like. It looks very cool toned, kind of like a light mauve shade. It looks very glowy in the pan, and let me just swatch it and see what this looks like. It looks very shiny, kind of icy. I hope it's not going to be too light. And I'm also gonna swatch this one like this. So I actually don't think that this is gonna be super light. You can see a little bit of a shadow, so I don't think that this is gonna be too light for me, but I'm curious to see how glowy it will be on the cheeks. I feel with highlighters and blushes, swatching it doesn't do a lot because it's always gonna look different on the cheeks. So I just want to try it out on my cheeks and see what that looks like. Then I also got a bunch of lip products. First up, I got the Ginseng lip oil by Essence, and this one smells very interesting. It definitely smells like ginseng, I guess. It really smells like a garden, like where you grow vegetables. That's what it smells like herbs. I don't know if I love it, but it does smell interesting. And I think I'm just gonna apply this one right now and see how it feels. My lips are quite dry at the moment, so let me just see. I quite like the feel of this one. It's not too thin. It does feel a little bit like it would be plumping or something like that. Very, very interesting. I just have to see how I feel about it, but at least it feels hydrating. Yeah, it feels good on lips. Okay, I also got this Hydra Matte lipstick by Essence. This is a new line from them, and I got the shade 404 Virtu-rose, and this looks pretty interesting in the tube. It has kind of like this interesting matte finish, and this is a very kind of deep rosy nude tone, and it smells very, very sweet. It smells like very sweet candy. This has such a strong scent to it. I'm not really used to that, to using products like lip products that are so scented like this. It is a bit much maybe. I'm just gonna swatch it. So this is the swatch. It does look kind of shiny. It doesn't really look that matte. It looks more like a satin or maybe even a cream, but I don't think it's that creamy. It's like a little bit on the satiny side, but that scent is like, that's a lot. I also got 2 of the Extreme Shine lip glosses. They had 2 new shades, which I thought looked very, very interesting and very like spring and summer appropriate. So first up, I got the one in Sugar Rush, and this is kind of like a cool toned pink. And I have tried the clear one from this line before, and I quite liked it. So this is the cool toned pink one. It looks very shiny. It looks like a very pretty kind of bubblegum color almost. I think this is gonna be very interesting for spring for sure. And then I have the shade Coral Glow, and this is definitely like a bright coral with golden shimmer throughout it. So that is that shade over here. I think these two look very pretty together. I really like these shades. They are a little bit bright but still wearable. I don't know if the pink really has shimmer in it. I don't think so, but the coral definitely has some shimmer in it. I'm probably still gonna try these on my lips. Yeah, these look really nice. And then I have one more product to show you. I also got one of these hardcore fruity lip balms with 10% sweet jojoba oil, and this is a balm that has kind of like a little heart in the middle that is supposed to be like extra hydrating. This one smells very, very artificially sweet, like very, very sweet. This makes me think of kids makeup for sure. I don't know if I love this. I don't know if I'm gonna love this one. It is just a very strong. I think I like the Hydra Matte scent more than I like this lip balm. This is a lot. Okay, I showed you everything. Let's get into the look. Okay, for this look I actually really want to try out the purple shades. I'm very curious to see what these purple shades are like, but I am gonna start out with this brighter, lighter purple first in the crease, and then I want to add some depth and kind of blend it out with the other purple shades. So gonna take this shade on a crease brush. That is very pigmented. I feel like it looks a bit less pigmented on camera, but here in real life, this is like such a pigmented pastel. Wow. I did not expect this from Essence, but that is actually so good. That is actually crazy good. What is this? That is a good pastel. Such a good pastel. Purple. Just doing the same over here. Why does this look so good and blend out so good? I also really like the undertone of this brighter, lighter purple. Do you see how pigmented this is? Do you see how good this looks? Okay, now I want to go into the deepest purple shade and I want to see how this builds on top and if I can deepen this up. But I have a pretty good feeling about this palette. It happens a lot that I don't pick up Essence eyeshadow palettes from their new updates because I just don't trust the quality. Just looking at the promo pictures, I'm just like, nah. But this is looking so good. I'm not using the most precise brush, but this is going on so pigmented. It's blending out so easily. Wow. Just deepening up a little bit more. I don't know if I've ever loved an Essence eyeshadow palette that I bought from their regular line that wasn't limited edition. But look at these purples. That looks very nice and bright, right? I really like it. Okay, I'm gonna go into this dusty shade over here. I want to take a little bit of that. Go over the edge over here. That also looks very pigmented. And now I'm just gonna go into the purple shimmer as well. I just want to see what this shimmer is like. It does feel very, very creamy, but I don't know if this is gonna stick to the lid. Yeah, it's sticking pretty good. I do feel like the shimmers in here are not like the most shiny shimmers ever, but they look good. It looks good, right? It is shiny. It is just a bit of a basic shimmer, but it's pretty. I really feel like I'm just kind of slapping this on, but it looks good. It's working out. Kind of like working the purple shimmer in. Okay, what do I want to do now? I think I want to pick one other shimmer, and I think I'm just gonna do something a little bit different because I'm just playing around with this palette. I'm gonna go in with the blue shimmer over here because that looked very, very pretty in the swatch, and I'm gonna put that over here. That's very nice and shiny. This is really pretty actually. This is one of the products that I was like, okay, I'll pick up the eyeshadow palette for the video, but I actually am really glad that I got this now because this is really pretty. And now for the lower lash line, I think I want to go into this shade, but then I want to go and deepen it up with the brown to kind of try that one out as well. So I'm going into the dusty lilac shade, which is quite nice and pigmented. I don't know what is up with this matte formula, but I quite like it. I do feel like the crease ended up like pretty pastel, but it still looks vibrant. Now I'm gonna go into the deep brown shade and see how deep we can get this lower lash line. This brown shade is a little bit powdery. I feel like it's flying away a little bit, like flying around, so I'll have to clean a little bit. Okay, it's looking a little bit crazy right now, but I'm gonna fix it. I'm all gonna fix it. And I'm just gonna mix in a little bit of the dark purple so that it matches the top a little bit better. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that brighter green shade and I'm gonna put that on the lower lash line with a pencil brush. I'm just gonna see if this works out. I don't feel like it's really sticking like this, but it's fine for now. I am completely covered in fallout though. There's a lot of fallout on my face and in my eyes, so it did get a little bit powdery in the end. I'm just gonna clean up under my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna do my eyebrows and then I'm gonna be right back to try the other products. Okay, let's move on to the bronzer glowy type cheek product, and I'm just gonna take my brush and take a little bit and I'm just gonna apply this like a bronzer and see how that works. It is very glowy though. Might be a little bit too glowy for this purpose. It's also a bit hard to take a different part. It is not really possible to just take the colored bits and not take the highlighter bits, but you can kind of go into the top part a little bit more and not in this part. That kind of might do something. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this could kind of work as a bronzer topper, but not as a bronzer on its own. I feel like it's too glowy and too metallic to serve the purpose, and there's not a lot of there's not enough pigment, because I took quite a bit, but it's very glowy, but I don't feel like this looks like a nice bronze. Just very metallic with a little bit of color. What do you think about this? I feel it looks very glowy, but I need a little bit more of dimension for bronzer to work. So I am actually gonna take a little bit of bronze and kind of mix it in and see how I like that. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Project Pan bronzer, the Nabla Skin Bronzing in Ambra. And let's see what happens when I mix this in. Yeah, I don't know if I really love that product. I will have to see how I actually want to use it. How I like to use it. Maybe kind of like as a topper on top of blush. But not really as like a bronzer. I feel like it's looking a little bit crazy right now. Just like too much glow, not enough pigment for it to not look crazy metallic. I think it looks better now, but I just don't know how I would really use it. Now I want to go into the blush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of this on my blush brush. So hard to say. Put that on the apples of the cheek. Okay, I like that. But I already knew that I liked this formula. It does look quite nice and pigmented. It's a very nice kind of neutral tone. Kind of beigey, but it still like brightens up the cheeks and does make them look more colored. Okay, I feel like this is kind of fixing the whole situation. Yeah, I think that applying all the other products first, just like a bronzer and a blush, and then applying a little bit of that glowy, bronzy product on top, I think that's better. I think that will work better. I think it looks a little bit weird right now. Just a little bit. And now I want to try the highlighter. It looks very glowy in the pan, so I hope it's gonna look like that on the face as well. Let me see. Ooh, that looks kind of icy. I also feel like it's like dusting around, flying around. It's a bit powdery. It's very glowy though. I do feel like I kind of have to blend it in a little bit to not make it look that crazy. Quite like it, but it is very powdery. While applying it, I can see all the powders flying around. It's also just, it's a bit icy. Look at this, without the blend, and now I'm gonna blend it in. I always like blending in my highlighters because I don't like if you can really see the stripe of highlight. So that is very glowy. I quite like this one. It is a bit on the icy side though, but it has a nice glow to it. You can definitely see that you're wearing highlighter. It kind of has almost that wet look to the face. I quite like it, but I just think my cheeks look a little bit odd right now because I put that one product down first. So I would definitely have to test it out more, but I quite like how it all looks after applying the blush and the highlight. So I don't think it's something they have anything to do with. Now for the last part of the video, I just wanted to quickly do some lip swatches and probably end with the Hydra matte and then just wear that. So I'm gonna take off the lip oil that actually feels very good. I didn't really like the scent at first of the lip oil, but once you have applied it, it's actually not really a problem. So this hardcore lip balm, I got the one in, what is this one called? Wild Watermelon. It looks very cheap, smells very cheap. I don't know how to feel about this. Oh, this is making my lips look so bad. This is making my lips look absolutely terrible. Can you see how bad this looks? My lips look like they're falling apart, like they're flaking off. You can see all the dryness, all the flakiness. This is something, don't buy it for yourself. Maybe the other shades are better, but even if this didn't make my lips look like this, I probably wouldn't buy it. It's like a cute gift for a kid, but yeah, it's a no for me. It's a no. I'm gonna take this off. Okay, now I want to try the lip gloss. I'm first gonna go for Sugar Rush. Well, it does have some shimmer, by the way. It is a bit less visible than in the coral one, but I can see some shimmer in the tube. So this is actually a very cute gloss. I really like the way this looks. I think I would wear it with a lip liner, a little bit of a lip liner, but even without it, I think this would be pretty nice. It does feel kind of minty. It says extreme plumping. Maybe this isn't the kind that I already tried, but it doesn't hurt or anything like that. It just feels minty. I think that this could be a very cute spring lip look. It feels good, not sticky. It looks nice and shiny. I just would have to kind of think about what I apply this on top of, if I would use it with a lip liner or anything. But I like it, it looks good. I think it's a cute lip gloss. Okay, I just want to try the other shade. So I'm gonna take the one in Coral Glow and apply that one, because I just really want to see what these shades are like. Okay, this looks terrible with the eyeshadow, but I really like how this looks on the lips. I think this one is my favorite, probably, at least on its own. I really like coral lip products. I kind of like sheer and see-through. I really like the look of that. It looks so fresh and juicy, especially in the spring summer. I'm really into that. Yeah, I really like these lip glosses. They feel really nice. They don't feel gritty. They do have that minty kind of tingly, not really tingly, but a little bit of a minty feel to them. But I wouldn't call them like painful at all, not extremely tingly. I wouldn't say they have like a crazy plumping effect or anything like that. They're just nice glosses and they are very affordable, very nice. And now the last lip product that I wanted to try was the Hydra Matte Lipstick. I am gonna keep in mind though that I have just tried like 4 different lip products before this, so that might kind of alter the way that this works on my lips and looks on my lips. But I'm just gonna see how it looks. I'm just gonna give it a chance, but I'm not gonna be too harsh on it. So let's apply this lipstick. Okay, so this is the Hydra Matte Lipstick. I think it looks very good on the lips. It looks very healthy. It doesn't make them look dry. There's kind of like a soft sheen to it, but it's not extremely creamy. It feels very lightweight, like you're almost wearing nothing. I'm very curious to see how long this is gonna wear, but I quite like it. It doesn't look good with the eyeshadow. I know, it doesn't look good like this, but I do really like this lipstick, and I think it would be a really nice one to wear to work or something like that when you do a pretty simple look. Then you have kind of like a pop of color on the lips, but it still looks quite nude. It still looks kind of toned down, and it's still very like work appropriate. I really like it. I really like how this feels. The scent is a lot. I don't know what is up with Essence putting scents in all their products right now, but next to that I really like it. If you like a very sweet scent, just keep in mind that this is a very sweet scent and that you kind of have to like it. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna keep smelling this one during the evening. I think I'm just gonna put a little bit of the cool toned pink gloss on top and see how that looks. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I know I look pretty crazy. I think I look pretty crazy. I am not gonna say that I absolutely love this look, because I was just trying out some things and combining some things, and I don't think that this all goes together. But I do have some thoughts about these products that I can share with you. I have some feelings about them. So let's start with the eyeshadow palette, the Welcome to Miami eyeshadow palette. I was actually pretty impressed with this, especially the matte shades are quite nice. Still quite powdery, but quite nice. The shimmers are quite shiny, but in a kind of like classic shimmer satin way. Would I say that this is absolutely amazing, one of the best eyeshadow palettes I've ever tried? I don't think so, but for Essence, I'm really impressed. And I do really like the vibrancy of the purples, of the green shimmer. I definitely think there are some good eyeshadows in here, but I do feel like it's good for the price and maybe not something that would beat out more expensive eyeshadow palettes, because the shimmers are just a little bit basic. They are good but basic, and the mattes are just a little bit powdery, but I am quite impressed. So make of that what you want. If you don't want to spend too much on some pastel eyeshadows, it is nice. You can get quite a nice look, and that's how I feel for now. I will have to try it out a little bit more to really say more about it. I think it's a good palette. I like it, but I feel with drugstore you always have to be a little bit careful, because I'm also excited about this because it is so cheap. So I have to be honest about that with you. Then we have the Kissed by the Light. It is an interesting product because it is just very metallic. It's not a bronzer, but it's too deep to be a highlighter. So I think that this can kind of add a little bit of a sun-kissed glow, but it's more like a bronzer topper or a blush topper, and I just have to try it like that. I feel like if you apply enough for it to leave a shadow, it becomes very, very metallic. It's not shimmery or anything, but I didn't like this as a bronzer, so I just have to try it out a little bit more. I don't think it's a bad product. I just have to find a way to use this to kind of make this work. Right now I just think this made my cheeks look a little bit crazy. Then we have the blush. I really like it. It's a pretty neutral shade. I think the blush formula is a very good formula. I have liked all the shades that I've tried. I think they are doing very well with this, the blush line. I really like it. It is just an addition. It's just a nice nude kind of basic pink addition. I like it. Am I like blown away? Is this gonna change my life? No, but I also kind of knew that. I was kind of hoping for this to be a shimmery blush maybe, because it was called Bedazzling, but it is matte, like satin matte. Then we have the highlighter. I quite like the glow of this one. It looks very pretty. It is a nice highlighter. I will have to use it a little bit more to really make up my mind, because I always feel like with highlighters you just have to try it in some different lighting to really make up your mind. But it is very pretty. It looks a bit icy at first, but you can kind of blend that in. I feel like it looks a little bit deeper in the pan than it looks on my skin, but it is a pretty shade. And I quite like it. It is a nice one. It's a nice formula. Then the lip oil, the Ginseng lip oil, felt very hydrating, felt very nice on lips. It was thick enough to be hydrating, but it wasn't sticky. The scent isn't my favorite, but it disappears after a little bit. Then the lip balm is not my favorite. I just feel like this is kids makeup. I don't like the scent. I hated how this made my lips look. Wouldn't recommend this. Probably not gonna use that again. Maybe one more time to really make sure, and then never again. Then we have the lip glosses. I don't feel like I can tell you everything about these lip products because I haven't worn most of them for long, but I really like the shades. They felt good on the lips. I think they chose some very cute spring and summer colors. I'm glad that they are not painful or too tingly. Then the Hydra matte lipstick. I think it feels very nice on the lips. It's not like the most pigmented lipstick ever, but it looks very healthy, very nice. This soft sheen to it. I just have to see how long it wears though. I don't know about that just yet. I just have to see about it. But I like the shade. I like how it feels on lips. Very lightweight. The scent is just, it's a bit much, but it's better than the scent from the lip balm, I think. But it's a lot. It's very sweet. So this was my Essence like trial makeup haul, like showing you all the Essence, trying it on, swatching it. Most of these things I actually really like. Some of these things I kind of have to figure out. And then we have one thing that I hated and don't want to look at again. I never want to see that lip balm again. But I think it was a pretty fun and successful video. I tried some fun makeup. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And also don't forget to let me know if you picked up anything from this collection. Are you eyeing anything? I always love to hear from you. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!